Imagine this: your closest ally suddenly turns against you. Your empire built on Instagram flexes and chart-topping hits starts crumbling, and the law is watching your every move. Gunna thought loyalty would save him, but Young Thug's revenge, probation risks, and secret recordings flipped the game completely. Houses lost, hits questioned, friendships shattered. What really happened behind the scenes in Atlanta's rap streets? By the end of this video, you will see the truth nobody dared to show, and it changes everything you thought you knew. You guys were flying, going over 100 miles per hour on the metro. Honestly, that deserves a warning. If I were a cop, and someone told me, I might have slapped them, just out of instinct. But then they said their license had just been reinstated. I thought, alright, I am not taking your license. I have seen too many accidents and too many lives lost to be harsh about this. I promise, do not do it again. I have seen too many bodies, man. You know how many of those friends are gone? Meanwhile, Gunna released his new album, The Last One, which made Young Thug lose it on IG Live. Unfortunately, this clashes with Thug's probation rules, which could lead to him being arrested. Then there is the topic of fake people, fake houses, and all that money being flaunted like it gives you status. Everywhere you look, some people are out here showing off pools, luxury cars, designer clothes, and mansions, acting like life is perfect and nothing can touch them. But the reality is, in the next 2 to 3 years, things often catch up. Reality has a way of showing its face when you least expect it. People who are living beyond their means or building an image that is not backed by substance eventually get exposed. And their carefully crafted illusions collapse. And honestly, we are not even going to dive deep into all that mess, because that could take hours. The focus right now, the part that really matters, is your property. That house you have been so proud of, that investment you wanted to flaunt us, that one, I am willing to bet it ended up on Instagram. You probably posted pictures of it, showing off the pool, the landscaping, the interiors, acting like the house was all yours and life was perfect. Even though you blocked me from your page, I was still able to see the posts. I was following from a fake account, keeping track of your updates, and there it was, every single post, every single picture. But let me make this perfectly clear: if there is a photo circulating with someone in a skirt or wearing a hat, that is not me. Despite what the world might be thinking or assuming, that is not me. People always jump to conclusions based on appearances, but the truth is different from what gets shared online. You also claim that you have more hits than me and Kendrick, but that is simply not true. Numbers do not lie, and when you look at the actual track records, the streams, the charts, the cultural impact, the reality becomes obvious. You do not have more hits than me. You might think you do, and you might want people to believe that, but it is far from the truth. So why are you tripping about this? Why are you letting pride and ego dictate your actions? These are the kind of issues that make people lose sight of reality. You are chasing validation in all the wrong ways, trying to prove something that does not exist, trying to rewrite history in your favor. But the facts remain. And then there is the house. Let us not forget the house. You bought it, put money down, and made it seem like it was a victory, a mark of success, a symbol of your upward climb. But the truth is, you could not finish paying it off. The paperwork, the mortgage, the responsibilities, the case was you did not see it through. Now, the house is no longer yours. Someone else has it. They stepped in and completed the process, and you are left with nothing but the memory of what could have been. You are forced to sell. That is not just a financial loss. That is a reality check, a reminder that appearances do not equal accomplishments. Owning a property is not just about putting a photo online or showing off your taste. It is about commitment, consistency, and following through on promises. You might have had the aesthetics down, the angles for the Instagram story, the vibe for social media, but at the end of the day, a house is about responsibility. And when responsibility is ignored or mishandled, consequences follow. What makes this even more striking is the contrast between perception and reality. On social media, everything looks polished. People see the posts, the likes, the comments, the shares, and they assume that life is perfect, that the house is yours, that your hits dominate the charts. But social media is an illusion. It is a carefully curated world where you choose what people see, leaving out all the struggles, the debts, the missteps, the failures that come with real life. The truth, however, cannot be hidden forever. Eventually, someone will notice, someone will point it out, and the bubble bursts. That is what has happened here. Your claims about hits, your pride in that house, your constant need to assert superiority, none of it stands up to scrutiny. Reality does not lie. And so here we are, facing the consequences of choices that were made in public view. You tried to craft an image of success, but behind that image was unfinished business. You could not finish paying for the house. You could not stack enough verified hits to actually claim dominance over me or Kendrick. And now the world sees the cracks, the posts on Instagram, the flashy lifestyle, the claims. It all looks hollow when compared to the truth. And yet the lesson remains clear. Appearances are fleeting, but actions carry weight. Claims, screenshots, or social media posts mean nothing if the foundation is weak. Ultimately, this is about accountability. You cannot escape the truth. No matter how many posts you make, no matter how many pictures you take, no matter how many lies or exaggerations are spread online, reality will always catch up. You can block accounts, hide from followers, or even try to rewrite history, but the facts remain. You did not finish the house. You do not have more hits. The photos do not change reality. And that is why people are talking, why others are noticing, and why this entire situation serves as a warning. Flaunting wealth, flaunting hits, flaunting success, it is meaningless without substance to back it up. So yes, let the Instagram photos roll, let the boasts continue. But remember, a house is more than just a photo. Hits are more than just a claim, and reputation is more than just appearances. If you cannot follow through, if you cannot honor the commitments you make, the world will not wait for you. It will move on, and it will notice the truth. And that is exactly what has happened here. You bought the house, put money down, could not finish paying it off, and now someone else has it. You claimed more hits than me or Kendrick, but the numbers say otherwise. And all the social media posts in the world cannot change that. Gunna responded to Thug by tweeting about his album, the last one. Thug replied saying no one wants to hear that. This upset Gunna, who then boasted on IG before deleting the post, saying, "Just be quiet, bro. I do not mess with you anymore. You unfollowed me because you are not on the album." The album's name, the last one, symbolizes Gunna finishing his contract with YSL Thug's label. DJ Academics explained the fallout, which led Gunna to remove his YSL tattoo. Ending his record deal, Gunna had a clear expectation in his mind when young Thug got released early from his sentence. He thought that Thug would understand, that he would forgive him for whatever had happened, and that their bond would remain intact. Gunna imagined Thug saying something like, "It is all good, you are still my man. Nothing has changed between us." 4 months, Gunna held on to this hope, believing that time and the struggles they had both faced would mend any cracks in their relationship. He truly thought that the loyalty and respect they had built over years would override everything else. But reality was very different. Young Thug never forgave him. No amount of anticipation, no hope of reconciliation, no past successes together could change Thug's mind. Gunna had to confront the harsh truth. There was no longer a place for him at YSL. There was no friendship left to salvage. The bond he had once counted on was gone, and with a heavy heart, Gunna finally accepted it. This acceptance was not just emotional, it was also symbolic. Gunna made a visible statement by covering his YSL tattoo with flames, a permanent reminder that the chapter with his former label and former close associate had ended. For fans, this move sent a strong message. Many of them hoped that Thug would see it differently, that he might forgive Gunna and restore some of the camaraderie that had defined the label's early days. Thousands of fans flooded social media, messaging Thug directly, commenting on his posts, and pleading for reconciliation. They wanted to see the two back together, believing that time and success could smooth over past conflicts. However, Thug was unbothered by all of this. He laughed off the fan messages in the studio and shared posts on Instagram, making it clear that he was perfectly fine with the current state of affairs. Thug's response reflected his mindset. He was no longer invested in repairing any personal or professional ties with Gunna yet. This tension sparked a much larger issue beyond fan debates and social media speculation. Young Thug's behavior escalated, and he began targeting Marissa Viero, a woman officer who was closely connected to the Atlanta District Attorney's Office. Thug's posts and song lyrics referenced her directly, criticizing her and questioning her integrity. In one instance, he posted her photograph online and called her the biggest liar in the DA office. A bold move that immediately raised legal concerns. He also reposted messages claiming, "All my homies hate Vivero," making it appear as though he was rallying people against her. While fans might have seen this as bravado or entertainment, legally it was far more serious, highlighting how actions online can intersect with legal obligations. For a man like Thug, already navigating the complexities of probation and public scrutiny, these actions only heightened the risk. His posts were no longer just words, they were evidence that authorities could use to argue that he violated the rules set in place to protect both the community and government officials. This situation serves as a cautionary tale about the limits of freedom when under legal supervision. Gunna's story reflects acceptance and moving on, while Thug's responses show how unchecked actions, even online, can escalate into severe consequences. Fans might see it as drama between two artists, but in reality, the stakes were high. A probation violation could result in jail time, legal battles, and long-term complications for young Thug's career. What started as broken friendships, unmet expectations, and symbolic gestures ended up exposing the fine line between personal expression and legal accountability. It is a vivid reminder that in situations like this, every post, every lyric, and every public statement carries weight. And sometimes that weight can be far heavier than anyone anticipates. Vivero is involved in the OMF case, which relates to conflicts between 4PF, Lil Baby, and others. The state of Georgia now wants to send Thug back to jail, using his recent lyrics and posts about Gunna as evidence. In Money on Money, Thug raps, "These guys telling for nothing. And I got to be the one calling them friends," which only makes the case stronger. During his first interview after being released from prison, Gunna spoke candidly about his mindset and goals, saying, "I just like to help people." He explained that part of what he meant involved supporting other artists, particularly those he had worked closely with in the past. One of the names he specifically mentioned was Young Thug. The two had collaborated on a large number of songs and enjoyed considerable success together on the label. Their professional partnership had been highly visible, and fans often celebrated the chemistry between them, seeing them as a duo that could deliver hits consistently. However, both artists faced legal challenges around the same period. Young Thug's arrest coincided with Gunna's own legal troubles, which added an extra layer of tension and uncertainty to their professional and personal relationship. Naturally, many fans and observers began to wonder what this meant for their connection moving forward. Would their friendship survive the strain of arrests, court dates, and the pressure of public scrutiny? Or had the challenges permanently shifted their dynamic? The interview quickly went viral, drawing widespread attention online. Fans, media outlets, and critics alike dissected every word Gunna said. Soon after, Young Thug responded on social media with a pointed tweet, "If you are a rapper and you rat, you just gotta go gospel." The tweet immediately sparked controversy, as followers debated whether Thug was referring to Gunna or making a more general statement about loyalty in the rap industry. The situation escalated when someone replied to Thug's tweet, pointing out a legal limitation. "You are literally not even legally allowed to rap about gangster stuff anymore. You go do gospel." This reply struck a chord online, receiving over 100,000 likes and more than 3 million views in a short period of time. Its virality ensured that the exchange reached far beyond just their fan bases, drawing attention from law enforcement, because both Gunna and Young Thug were under legal scrutiny. Even seemingly casual posts or jokes about rapping about gangster stuff were closely monitored. The viral tweet and reply were not just online drama. They caught the attention of authorities who were already keeping a close watch on both artists. Social media, which often serves as a platform for self-expression, became a legal flashpoint. Every public comment, reply, or post had the potential to affect ongoing cases, highlighting how digital activity and legal realities intersected in very real and high-stakes ways for both. Gunna and Young Thug. DJ Academics explained that Young Thug's probation was essentially set up for him to fail. If he violated any terms, he could face 20 years in prison without being able to properly defend himself. Some fans think Thug beat the case, but that is not true. He was released, but under strict rules he cannot be in Atlanta, cannot contact co-defendants, cannot rap about certain topics, and cannot promote music linked to what authorities see as illegal activity. Even simple actions, like going to the park or the club, could be seen as violations. Fans celebrated his release, but everyone knew it was just the beginning. Thug had been under immense stress during his trial, visibly gaining weight and showing the strain. Then the real reason for Thug continuing to diss Gunna came out. Whack 100 revealed that he had 2 hours of footage showing Gunna cooperating with authorities, making many believe new evidence could bring a YSL case against Thug. Gunna reportedly had hours of recorded confessions during interrogation. Charleston White confirmed he read the court files and even praised Gunna for cooperating to secure his release, calling it a smart move. Gunna is now free, and many, including Charleston, admitted they would have done the same. Meanwhile, new court files revealed probation violation evidence against Thug. 1 week after being released, he tweeted, "Vom, let's drop one on these rats," referencing Lil Baby, who had criticized Gunna for cooperating. Lil Baby responded, and the next day, Thug tweeted at Gunna, saying, "Stop acting like we're friends on the internet." "Don't know you?" Gunna's brother replied, "Trust me, the feeling is mutual." Later, Thug posted with T, claiming he did things the right way, subtly dissing Gunna again. T agreed, emphasizing that Thug handled things correctly. Fans began warning Thug to stop targeting Gunna, reminding him it could have legal consequences. But things worsened when academics revealed that while in jail, Thug made calls instructing other rappers to avoid Gunna, further escalating the tension. The streets are ruthless. Young Thug spread word that Gunna was a snitch, sending messages to rappers like Dirk Baby and others, some of whom shared this privately with me. After that, many rappers started cutting ties with Gunna, avoiding him. Gunna was in a hot spot, Thug was out, and collaborations weren't really happening. But a year after Thug's release, someone leaked information to DJ Academics. Fans think Thug wanted it out publicly, but could not say it himself, so Academics did it for him. Jail. And received 15 years of probation with reporting requirements and restrictions, including being banned from living in Atlanta. Anyone continuing to badmouth Gunna should get over it. TKASHI69 also commented, noting he too cooperated in his case. Now, Thug cannot defend himself by claiming it is just a record label. Gunna clearly wants the snitch label removed from his name. The long-term impact of Gunna's plea deal became clear when a viral tweet read, "Once you learn the effects of Gunna snitching in that YSL trial, you will understand why Young Thug and Lil Baby will never be cool with him again." Atlanta police added that the head of the PD Council's gang unit is preparing to respond to potential for PF-related matters, specifically concerning Lil Baby. During a court hearing, investigator Vivrio was called to the stand. Wiretap calls revealed that someone mentioned Lil Baby had tickets on certain people, meaning he allegedly put a price on them. Similar to a hired operation, an unidentified male, referred to as UNK, discussed these tickets with Mr. Sanders, confirming that in street terms, this meant putting bounties on people's heads. When someone says a ticket on someone's head, it means a bounty, have them harmed or targeted. In one wiretap call, they mentioned that Dominique Jones allegedly had tickets on several people, meaning he wanted them hurt. This situation even caught Snoop Dogg's attention. He tweeted, "First Young Thug and now Lil Baby is being played by that Atlanta DA. Y'all Atlanta rappers, be careful." DJ Academics revealed that police are now giving a major warning to 4PF regarding a new RICO case. Fonnie Willis had targeted YSL with multiple people, going after artists like Doug and YFN, and eventually for PF. The feds allowed some cases to be dropped, like against Dirk, especially after Van's death, but they were still gathering information. This is why Lil Baby has been moving cautiously. He has been under state and county watch, and Atlanta police know exactly where he is. The Atlanta PD reported that Lil Baby's actions contributed to the deaths of 2 individuals, Jackety Davis and Lamont Freeman, last summer. Major Ralph explained that during a music video shoot in a rival gang area, adults orchestrated violence that ultimately led to Lamont Freeman being left vulnerable and killed. These were cowardly actions by an Atlanta rapper who knew the risks, but still went through with it. A Facebook post from a taco stand owner confirmed that Lil Baby was filming a music video nearby, with cars blocking the area. The ops weren't aware of his presence, and authorities responded with firearms to clear the scene. Realizing the feds were monitoring him closely, Lil Baby took drastic measures. He announced he ended his record label, for PF, to prevent it from being linked to street activity. While under investigation, he explained that he did not fully understand the legal consequences at first, but now knows he cannot continue the same way. This change is not just about police scrutiny, it is about staying safe and legally protected. A viral tweet highlighted this shift. The Atlanta DA wasn't successful getting Young Thug, Now, she will target Lil Baby and use him as an example for other rappers supplying street teams with fame, money, and resources. Meanwhile, Gunna remains off police radar. Even though he rose alongside Lil Baby and Young Thug, fans are left questioning, did Gunna's plea deal indirectly contribute to Lil Baby's RICO issues and Young Thug's probation violations? Let us know what you think, and leave a like if you are a fan of any of these three rappers.